What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Self Check. I am the Allen Harris, and with me, as always, I got my brothers, 3EBM Nick, Recovery Ray, Rocco Fit, and LBO Vic. And this is episode 12. Let's check in.
So last week, fellas, we had a conversation about the law of attraction. To simplify that, it's like attracts like. So when we think about what thoughts we're consistently thinking and emotions we're consistently feeling, recognizing that we draw similar things towards us based on what's going on inside of our minds. I think it was awesome that we had an opportunity to talk about this topic because for me, it's something that I have believed for a while now, that my inner world creates my outer world. And I think that the law of attraction just speaks volumes to that being the case. So for the last week, I've just been focusing a lot more on what's going on in my inner world, using my meditative time that I spend on a daily basis just to pay attention and to use that attention to accept what I'm experiencing so that throughout the day I can be more intentional about how I respond to what's going on in my inner world so that my outer world can reflect what I want it to reflect something positive and progressive. So thanks again for that conversation, and Nick, go ahead and share what you got from last week's convo.
So I've been having this thing I call thinking for myself. And that's been a big thing for me because, as Raymond says, I'm also a firm believer that my inside world creates my outside world. And so by thinking for myself, the stuff that I'm thinking, that I'm saying, that I'm creating is all coming from me rather than trying to get advice, which I'm not saying don't do these things. I'm just saying I'm at a place right now to where I feel that those don't serve me as much as me telling myself what to do and just doing those things do. And so that's pretty much what I've been working on, and it's been fruitful in many ways. So, yeah.
Dope.
For me, it's really been this concept that sometimes we have to let go of situations, people, materialistic things in order to open up room for that law of attraction to actually go into effect, and allow those things that you need to come into your life to start to flow in abundance, and a lot of times, even me, like, I have a hard time letting go of things that I know I need to let go. But that is therefore blocking me from being able to continue to evolve and progress like I should, So with that, it's a lesson kind of being learned that you just have to be careful not to block your blessings, like literally, because that's a thing that we can mentally do and not even be aware that we're doing.
I don't know, this week was a little weird, but I'll say in my way of law of attraction, more so being mindful of what I'm taking in, and kind of why I'm taking it in. So when I was listening to a couple of speakers, and as I was listening to them, I won't name names, but as I was listening to them, though, there were certain things in the speech that I was like, whoa, why am I attracted to these things? You know what I mean? Like, I may have a negative outlook on this. You know what I'm saying? It was, because a lot of the speeches that start off, they're like, are you broke? Yes, you broke. They kind of beat you down a little bit before you get to the good part. And I had to watch myself what I resonated with as they were speaking those type of things. And then I had to be mindful of why did that resonate. So that's kind of what I've been paying attention to, is what drives my emotion and where is that coming from? And is that negative? Is it positive? And if it was once positive and now negative, like, what's going on? So I'm just paying way more attention to what I'm perceiving and why I'm perceiving and why it's attractive to me. So that's kind of been my version of it, to start filtering out the small things in life. Like, even with music and stuff, like, I barely listen to rap more. Like, now I listen to more meditative music. I listen to a lot of Japanese Zen music. I listen to a lot of warrior spirit music. And I catch myself doing that more than I listen to traditional music. So that's what I've been putting myself more towards, is actually applying that what you take in, does affect you. So I've really been paying attention to that. And it's made a world of difference in my reactions and in my peace. I'm able to come here to here really quick. instead of just taking it all the way through.
Right.
So that's what my week consisted of.
That's powerful, man.
Y'all are deep as hell. No, mine kind of fell inside of everybody. I mean, which it should. Which I know I always like to relate back to work. 'Cause I'm leading a group of people right now. I'm leading like 30 people in a big establishment. So it's like I watch the energy that I put out and watch how I approach situations, because I know that's going to ultimately carry the entire energy for the rest of the day. It's all going to fall on how my energy is. Like, for example, in today, like walking to work, we got 2 people out and I didn't know they was out sick. Okay, another person call out work, and I'm down 3 people. We supposed to have 9. Prep ain't done. We about to open in 40 minutes. I gotta make a choice. Person come in, man, it's gonna be a long day, man. I'm right here. I have to make a choice.
Right.
Stay about to be great. I don't know what you talk about. What? I mean, we behind, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we here now. Like, open the store, let's go. Like, the whole day we had it was a little weird, but we got it done. Energy was different. Morale came different. You know what I'm saying? So it's literally, I could have put out that energy, and that's, so it's like on top of that, I just in general, just watching how I approach situations. You know what I'm saying? Watching like the message that I deliver, trying to more watch my words. Because again, like it'd be something like I didn't intentionally mean that, but again, perception is reality. All these things we still gotta remember. And I took another thing away too. It was mentioned, I think you guys said it, like us thinking in our own head, like, yeah, we could be speaking this out loud of, yeah, I want this, but then inside we like, damn, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So, or I'm struggling, or am I really taking too long? Like we setting ourselves back inside. I think you had just mentioned something like that, setting ourselves back inside. So then you're just dealing with those things, pushing that out. Like, but it was very helpful.
Dope.
Yeah.
This week, we are going to be talking about habits. So it's perfect that we talked about the law of attraction last week, because the law of attraction has to do with our intention behind the actions that we take. And it takes both intention and action in order to manifest what it is that we want in our lives, whether that is who we want to become or things that we want to accomplish. So habits are what those actions are. Habits, man, it's what we do on a daily basis that will determine who we become, and it will determine where we go. And so I know I put it in our group chat today, the quote that I wanted all of us to meditate on a little bit is, we are where we are based on what we believe about ourselves and the habits we choose to practice. So I just wanted to open the floor for each one of us to take some time just to talk about that. We are where we are based on what we believe about ourselves and the habits we practice. So how can you make that connection to where you currently are in life right now?
I mean, I really like the first part of that, about what we believe about ourselves, because that was a big thing for me. Because when you even think about the habits that I practice, so even when I wanted to play basketball or when I wanted to do modeling and all those things I dabbled into, there were different habits that I would have to do each day to be the best version of basketball player I wanted to be, to get the best modeling jobs that I could get. And I realized that I don't like all these, and it hit me that I was trying to do these things because it was what I thought that other people would be happy for me doing. So the belief in myself came from what I perceived others were thinking about me. And because my beliefs stem from there, my habits show with the stuff I was trying to do. But the whole time, you can never lie to yourself. And so I never enjoyed it. Like, I was never at peace. It was never like a true happiness in doing it, because the satisfaction that I wanted to get from it was recognition. And I wasn't getting that. And if I did get it and it was gone, now I'm back to square one again. Right. And so that cycle of just, oh, yay, boo, and just getting off of that and realizing that, when you believe in you and start making your own choices for you, which is another reason why I'm doing this whole thing for myself now, that just set the momentum to create the life that I wanted.
Facts. That's dope.
Yeah. Hey, I would say I'm not really good at like tracking my habits, you know, and I kind of think that's where I got so lost in life. High school, I didn't play sports like that. I played outdoor sports, you know what I'm saying? College is when I got disciplined. is when I started joining debate and I started doing things that required me to actually discipline it out, structure it out, like doing shows, doing productions and stuff like that. So I would say that, you know, during those times I really acquired habits, and then I fell off and I lost it. But now in my life, man, the habits that I'm starting to see are kind of not so much as like the written down habits, like getting up every day, writing your journal, get up every day, do this. It's more so of, like you said in the beginning, you know, how you talk about yourself is how you'll be, and who you will be. And so as I've been starting to like listen to different music and stuff like that, it's funny because when I'm listening to like my Japanese Zen music or the warrior music, I absolutely love it. But then there's a part of me that's like, what if somebody heard it? Like, this is probably look weird. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this probably look weird. Like, I'm over here doing slow movements and people probably look like, what the hell is he doing? But I got out of that and started accepting that I really, really like this. So now that's become one of my habits. And I can say that through that, it's created a lot of like satisfaction for myself. So the satisfaction that you were looking outside, it's kind of was the reverse for me. Like I didn't care about the satisfaction. I just cared that everybody's like, this is weird. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, but I'm satisfied. I like this. This is the music that I like. And it was bugging me out because I'd be in the car listening to rap or something and be like, I don't want to listen to this no more, bro. So those habits over time have created, so just the habit of changing my music, I guess we'll say. The habit of changing my music, what's getting put into my head on a daily basis has put me in a way better headspace. I'm thinking a lot more, thinking a lot clearer. I'm thinking a lot more, not global, what do you say, more expansive. So like I'm thinking deeper into things, way more in depth. And I'm just like, whoa. When I was listening to rap music, like subconsciously, I was fighting their same battle. Like they was saying, get it out the mud, you gotta get it how you get it, you coming from a struggle. And it's just like, yeah, I'm coming from a slight struggle, but bro, I don't gotta feel like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just noticed by me doing that and switching that up, that it changed a world of difference for me.
Awesome. Even
coming to the gym, things like that, you know. So I can preach for habits on that, but as far as like setting a habit, like I never been good at that, you know what I mean? So that's something I'm really working on. I'm really curious to know. You a habit guru, man. You know
I mean, it starts with what we talked about last week. You know, the law of attraction, understanding your intention. Once you're able to identify who you want to be, and once you identify what you want to accomplish, then the habits kind of create themselves, because there's a certain action that has to be taken in order to become this person. And so for me, right, so let's say a couple years ago, I was like, let me envision in a perfect world, what do I want my life to look like? Who do I want to be in this world? And I recognize it, so I'm paying attention. And I wrote down 5 affirmations, and they are: I am grateful, because I figured that would be valuable in wherever I made it to in life. I am humble. I recognize that that's also necessary. I am love. So instead of saying I love people, I am love, which I can talk more about that a little bit later. I am driven. So it's a sense of urgency to take actions on things I feel in the moment. And I am whole. So those are the 5. And for me, it was repeating those on a daily basis. I didn't necessarily believe them in the moment when I wrote them down, but I wrote them on a mirror, and I saw them every time I woke up in the morning. And I was reprogramming my brain to be aligned with that version of who I saw myself in the future.
Bring that back, bro. Bring that back a little bit.
That's
because
crazy.
That's what stops people from pushing forward in that habit. Exactly what you just said. You didn't necessarily believe it.
Right.
But you wrote it down every day to reprogram until it became a solid belief.
Exactly. And we talk about self-efficacy. I know I talk about it often. And for the longest, I thought that I needed to feel confident in something in order for me to take action. Then I recognize it's not necessarily the case. Confidence comes as a result of taking action. So I might start out with being, like I said, a little more hesitant, a little fearful, because I don't believe this wholeheartedly, because I haven't lived it yet. But I do believe that some point in time in the future, if I remain consistent with the habit of reprogramming my brain, then it's only a matter of time before I accomplish that thing. It's only a matter of time before I become that person. The awesome part about that process was that as time progressed, I started to notice things in my life. I started to notice myself being more grateful. I started to notice myself being more humble. I started to notice myself truly expressing the love that I felt like I was. And it just took time. It just took time. So once you're able to identify who you want to be and what you want to accomplish, that's the hard part. That's the heavy lifting. The rest is just now, what are you going to do on a daily basis to align yourself with that vision of your future?
Bro, it's so crazy. Like, I just got chills that you said that, because that is exactly what I'm manifesting. And I was gonna use, for example, 2 habits that I've been practicing, which are 2 things you said, which are 1, self-love, practicing self-love, and also expressing gratitude, constantly expressing gratitude. And I forget what the 5th one was, but
I am whole.
I am whole.
Yep.
Yeah. And for a while, I was in a space where I didn't feel whole. You know, I wasn't grateful for a lot of things that I had developed, you know, and I wasn't showing myself love, you know. And then I had to go into a space of self-reflecting, you know, through journaling, as you spoke on. And when I go back and revisit my words, it allows me to dissect what it is I need to change within. And I recognized that I needed to express myself more self-love. I was losing a sense of everything. I was losing a sense of fun. I could even, people would ask, like, I would ask people, like, what do you guys consider fun? Like, I honestly don't know what I consider fun. And that to me was like a sign that it's like, you know, you need to show yourself more love in that area. And then also with just signaling gratitude, going back to the law of attraction, through that book I've been reading, the last law of attraction book you'll ever read, they state that you essentially signal the universe through constant gratitude. So even if things are going wrong, you know, incredibly bad, you know, just say, I'm thankful for everything that I have, you know, here, right now, in the present, you know. And that right there, that habit right there has been a game changer in my life because of what it's bringing into my life through showing that constant gratitude, through showing that humbleness, you know, through showing that love and allowing myself to be whole and show the world that who this purposeful individual is that just wants to inspire other people, you know. And for years I didn't feel whole, so I wasn't able to be in a space where I felt comfortable expressing myself in that sense. But now that I've gotten more into loving myself, truly accepting myself for who exactly I am, and constantly expressing gratitude, you know, everything that I'm want in my life is physically manifested.
That's amazing.
And it's beautiful.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
Shit, on my end, jumping back to what you guys said at the beginning, we are where we are based on, you know what I'm saying, what we believe. That was a deep thing for me, because that was more of why I left Cleveland. It's like, nah, I'm not in a box. Like, I really feel like a lot of people, there's so many creative people, so many talented people, so many everything. Probably in a lot of y'all cities, in Indy, where we are right now, I mean, everywhere. But just in Cleveland, I just feel like we in such a tight box, and that's all we see. You know what I'm saying? It's like real rap, like Cleveland's in the top 5, if not the top 2 broken cities in the nation. So what's the mindset there? Like, I just believed I could be more. The brand, live beyond opportunity. Like, I just seen, you know what I'm saying? It's like I see more, but it's at the same time, it's like we still on that other end. It's like, okay, I look at it too like I'm not where I could be or where other people see I could be, because I still see this too. And it's a hard thing to get out of. It's a habit. Like, that in itself is a habit. Like, so in my mind, like, I want to flip it and talk about the negative side of it. Like, 'cause there's a lot of negative habits that we have, like, that we're all trying to break in different ways. Like, I mean, for instance, I know I had spoke about I would come home drinking every day. Like, and this is just recent. Like, it probably pissed him off a lot. You know what I'm saying? Just in a different way, but it's like I was where I was just based on where I thought Like I was just struggling. Like damn, like I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I just want to be numb. We had this talk the other day. I just want to be numb. I don't want to feel like it. You know, Patron, backwood, bad habit, right? So what am I doing? I'm just sick of myself more and more. Like, and it's a hard thing to break, but it's just like at one point in time, you know what I'm saying? Like we all got to figure out how to break it, and that's when we put ourselves around new people. Like I heard y'all talking on a freaking chat. Bro, come over here and just tune in. I'm gonna just tune in right here. I wasn't feeling it. I had a bad day where I'm tuning in right here.
Right.
It was the energy that I was pouring out. You know what I'm saying? It's just, but y'all had created a habit of talking to each other every single day. You know what I'm saying? But again, still, I see myself in the back. I see myself as more. It's just like I'm just in this slump right now. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna figure out how to get out of it. In a way, something just hit my ear. He tapped my shoulder, bro. Tune in. No, I'm cool, but I heard y'all. All right, cool. Let me chime in. Now it's creating a habit of what I tell y'all earlier. Hey, y'all, I want to get y'all through this meditation. You already here. Well, back in the other episode, I said I don't even do meditation. Like I don't even know what that is. Oh shoot, y'all, I did meditation this week. It was dope. Came in last week. I was doing a little meditation. You know what I'm saying? Just creating new ways to. In hindsight, for y'all, like it's always a way. Like create a habit. Like if you can't create a positive habit on whatever you're doing, and you feel like you're in a slump, put yourself around some different people. You know what I'm saying? You need to create a new habit for yourself. Like what you say, the self thing, you doing it for yourself.
Yes, you have to.
Have a self-check, like real rap. Like,
and that was one of the reasons why I kind of gave the example, because I realized a lot of us lack the awareness to understand why we do the things we do. I was talking to Raymond about it last night. We were in the car. Maybe it was like 2 or 3 episodes ago when I was like, yeah, I want to be able to make the temperature on this side of my hand change from this side and this and that. And with me getting on this whole thing about thinking for myself, and I meditate on a lot of things, and I started to realize that the only reason I ever desired that was so that it could be recognized. When I would say things like, well, no, I'm gonna be successful, I'm gonna be a billionaire, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be that, and I did some real meditation on that shit, I really don't give any fucks about money whatsoever. Like in my heart, like I really don't. So me saying those things was only to one day be recognized at some level by something outside of me. I realized like all these small things were just on me that I didn't really pay attention to, or my awareness wasn't there. And so now that I realize that, I try to share as much as my examples as I can to kind of get people to think about, is this really what I want? Because if you find yourself in a place that's not where you want to be at when you're trying to get towards something, and it feels like, I'm grinding, I'm getting in this bag, I'm working hard, this and that, you might just be telling yourself like you really don't want this. So reassess why you want this, because what I've learned with thinking for myself, everything runs so fucking smooth. And I couldn't tell you when I've been as consistently happy as doing exactly what I want to do. And understanding that whatever outcome I get, cool, that's my choice. That's the outcome that I got. Now I get to create my perception of the outcome and move forward.
That takes me back to the conversation we had about just why we were doing things.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying, doing it because it looked like this to somebody else. You know what I'm saying, that love that we get, you know what I'm saying, that energy that we get, but then remember it's just gone. It was just temporary.
Yep,
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's important for everyone listening to remember that who you become is more important than what you accomplish in life.
100%.
So when you create that version of yourself in the future, think about all the things you want to accomplish. Maybe some people do want to be a billionaire or think you want to be a billionaire right now. That's fine. But think about who you are as that billionaire. And that's who you align your habits with on today and tomorrow and the next day.
I was going to say that's a fine line. That's a very fine line, and that's a very fine line to get confused on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who you are, and then what you know what I'm saying, what you
Exactly.
be remembered for.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get confused in that. And what you do, who you are and what you do is 2 different things.
It is. It is.
Especially when you let it be defined, your validation or your waypoint or however you want to define it, your direction, be defined by something outside of you or someone outside of you or some people or some social status or some whatever it is outside of you that you feel is going to give you that gratification. Like somebody just said, it's going to be gone just like that.
Yeah.
Every single time you'll find yourself hungry for it again. And like I talk about on our workshops, you'll be back on that emotional roller coaster of life. And it will just be up and down and up and down.
I mean, that's how I myself am trying to get out of, like, daily. That's just like, even me just saying it, like, out loud, like, who you are and what you do are 2 different things. I know you just said it, but again, me saying it again, like, it kind of clicked in my head, like, you make clothes, you write music, you work there, like, that's what you do, but who are you?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, really think about that. Though, who are you? Not, oh, I'm a hooper, or you know what I'm saying, I play in the league. No, you just playing the league, but who are you though? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a deep thing. Like, yeah, that's Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Like, he's an actor, but who is he?
Right. What's the why?
You know what I'm saying? Like, who is that?
Yeah.
Almost like if you drop every accolade you have, are you still good with you?
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's
Right
a good way
there.
to think about it. For sure.
Everything
That's it.
now and just strip everything.
Who are you?
Who
don't
are you?
don't say I'm an actor. Don't say I'm a boxer. Don't say I'm a trainer. You know what I'm saying? Don't say I'm a gym. You know what I'm saying? Don't say none of that. Who are you?
And so
I can dig.
as we start off to give, I guess we're going to our what we're going to leave them with.
We can. We definitely can. Because all in my mind, all I have now are like ways that I can help.
That's what I was about to do. That's what I was about to do.
Like,
I want to throw it in because Vic was just saying it, and so something that to give you guys something to think about. You're not your name. You can't be your name.
Mm-mm.
So, because if your name is John, if your name was Jim tomorrow, what is a Jim? What changes between John and Jim? So you're not your name. You're not what you do. So you're not your job. You're not how much money you got. You're not a status. You're not any of those things. So what are you? And that's for you to figure out. That is the dopest part about life, is that I understand that we're born into this society and that we live within these structures, but you don't have to do shit. So you get to create who you want to be. And if you choose not to, that's also a choice. Choosing not to create who you want to be. And that's cool too. I mean, it's your journey. But I'm just telling you from experience that creating who I want to be, that shit dope.
Yeah.
man, I'm gonna tell y'all the viewers, I'm with y'all today. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, so what I'm taking away and giving y'all is them. You know what I'm saying? But that's, man, yeah, that sits so well with me today, dude. Even though I may not like it in the beginning of my habit, it's something I want to do and where I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
So just get up and do it every day, because eventually that one day it'll just click.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Just like the meditation. Now I'm just thinking about all the small habits that since I met y'all have been implemented into my life. You know what I'm saying? Just like meditation. Like for a while I was just talking to y'all about it. Like, yeah, man. And then one day I was like, yeah, I did it. You know? And I was like, okay, this is cool. Then the second one was like, I didn't really feel what I was feeling, so I'm just thought I ain't really cool on that. But then I was like, no, give it a try, bro. Just give it another try. And then after a while, like I would tell myself, you know, this is one of those habits that when you did it really helped. Just because you feel uneasy, that may not be coming directly from that. Let's sit down and get peaceful. Mm-hmm. And every time I would do that, I would come to a way better place. And I would just keep doing that, and I would keep doing that, and I would keep doing that. To now it's just like, yo, like, as soon as I get off work, I go to my room, put the music on, and I get in zone, like, and that's where I find me, and I'm into myself, and I'm getting back to my childhood, and I'm getting back to who I am, and I'm talking to myself, writing to myself. So as I'm doing that every day, that is, I mean, I'm in a different world of bliss.
Yep.
Like, but it took that just every day, no matter what, just some way give it a try. And for you, it was writing it down.
Yep.
So if it was hard to just sit there and talk about it every day, at least write it down so that way you're forced to look at it every day. And then one day you'll look even harder and be like, dang, it's been a great week. Like, what did I do in these categories? I was grateful. Oh, dang, I need another mirror. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I'm taking away from this, is that just because it's not well today does not mean the future me is not going to be grateful for the things I'm doing now. And that's something I got to get out of, because it'll just be like one day I'll be like, man, this is cool, but I'm stuck. Like, I needed to feel like this today. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's what stops me from the actual habits that I want to do, not the subconscious habits that I've done because of y'all, that I've been sitting here and then going home, and the actual habits that I'm like, this is gonna help me, so let's do it. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's what I'm taking away.
Kind of flowing off of Vic from earlier, ensure that you're purposeful within your actions. You know, ensure that you're purposeful within your habits, because it's easy to get lost in a cycle of toxic habits, you know. And once you go down that train and you're feeding the subconscious all that toxic energy, it knows no right or wrong. The subconscious only knows what you give it. So if you're constantly giving it toxic habits, that's exactly what's going to physically manifest within your life. It's negativity. It's all going to flow into your life. So that's why we have to ensure that we remain purposeful. You know, we have to remain grateful within everything that we do. And with that, everything will flow within itself, you know. But we have to always remember to separate purposeful and toxicity, because it can be a fine line, as Vic said earlier.
One thing that Raymond and had said earlier that went along with what you were just saying, Tyler, about how you would feel stuck, or you would feel like this ain't really what I want to do right now. One thing that Raymond said, which I do in meditation, so I think it'd be cool to put it together, is you think of yourself in the future. So you think of who you want to be and what that person does as habits every single day, and those are the habits that you practice. And so when I think of like my future self or what I want to be doing, I get the feeling of how I want to feel. Then I picture myself doing the stuff that I would do every day, and those are the things that I choose to do. And that kind of helped me get out of the aspect of like getting up early, which is something that even to this day I'm still on and off with a little bit. But I get more consistent with it, because it's like me getting up early gives me a whole extra hour that I can add into meditation and this and that, and start looking at an aspect of I'm building to this rather than I'm right here and I'm not there yet.
Yeah, that's just got me stuck, man.
Because that doing that in meditation, that visualization in meditation, especially when you slow it down, it expands your awareness to just see even more little things that you might overlook.
Heck yeah.
I got a couple things. One is to what you mentioned before, Vic. You were talking about a habit that you were looking to do less of, or to stop ultimately, because you recognize that it doesn't serve you anymore. We're going to come across these habits when we are auditing what we're doing and how we're spending our time on a daily basis. So an effective way to go about doing that is to keep score. So we can only manage what we measure. So whatever that habit is, when you notice it, whatever works best for you, keep a tally of it. Then just look to do it less, and look to do it less, and look to do it less until it's not there anymore. When you're able to see it in front of you, it's a lot more manageable than if it's just in your head. So figuring out a way to get it out and to pay attention to it just helps expand your awareness of it, and it allows you to choose whether you will either stop it or continue it as time progresses. So that's one way that we can stop doing things that no longer serve us. Now, for us to adopt habits that we know are valuable, we already said that it's valuable to start with identifying who you want to be. Great. For me, when I started this process, I recognized that in order for me to be that person, I have to be here and I have to be healthy. So I kind of boiled it down to 5 areas of my life that I focus on. I have my mental health, I have my physical health, I have my emotional health or spiritual health, I have my finances, and I have my relationships. Those are the things that are most important in my life. And so if you're able to just boil it down to those 5 and then address whichever one is in your mind most pertinent, then you're able to kind of chunk down the whole process of changing your life in a positive way. What I would highly recommend is start with your physical body. For me, that's where I started, and that's where a lot of people start because it's tangible. So if you're able to adopt habits that align with you maintaining optimal health, then as time progresses, you're going to be healthy. And when you're healthy, you can more effectively manage any other habit that you want to incorporate and add to your life. So start with your physical health. Think about how active are you? What quality of sleep are you getting on a consistent basis? What are you eating? Those are just 3 things that you can start with to identify ways that you can make small choices today that will help you continue to progress towards you living at optimal health. Because ultimately, like I said, if you're not healthy, there's no way that you can ever be who you want to be and accomplish what you want to accomplish. So those are the 2 things. And for that second part, when you're adopting any new habit, start small. Give yourself like 5 minutes to do whatever that thing is a day. Start small. As time progresses, I guarantee you will find more time and you will want to spend more time participating in that activity once you recognize the benefit. But the benefit only comes from consistency. So you have to do it for an extended period of time before you start to truly see that, especially physically, before you truly see that manifest in your life. So keep it short, 5 minutes. Do that on a daily basis, and as time progresses, it's only a matter of time before you become that person.
So,
Damn.
You know?
and don't judge yourself.
That was it.
Yeah, don't judge yourself.
Don't do
Not
that.
to do.
On my end, damn, there go that clap.
It's all good.
No, on my end, I would have to jump back and say, behind the habit is a goal. So I mean, obviously, if y'all say y'all have a goal for something, if you have a habit, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it has to be somewhere.
Mhm.
I mean, if I'm gonna just say that behind the habit is a goal. So just think about that. Let that marinate. Damn, there it goes again. I'm sorry. Can't help it. I'm just keeping my hands on my knees. My bad, y'all. Yeah, sorry. But and then I would have to say, I just want to jump back to say, because I know I talked about drinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, I drink. You know what I'm saying? For the people out there, I'm not bashing y'all that drink. Like, hey, to each his own. You know what I'm saying? That's what y'all do. That's how y'all cope. I would challenge y'all to think about it and do it in a different way. If you're depressed or something like that, don't try to pick up a bottle immediately. Like, change your habit. That could be a goal. Alcohol is a depressant, so it's not really gonna help. Just think about the things. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I said to not bash it because it's not healthy. And this is a mind, body, and spirit thing. And just pouring alcohol into you, you know what I'm saying? It's not as good. But I can't say it like I don't drink myself. Just watch y'all habits and how y'all choose to move and go about it. You know what I'm saying? Also, dang, it was a lot I wanted to say. Dang, I forget, y'all. I done talked about my hands clapping so dang much.
It's all good.
Man, just watch your habits. About y'all staying inside of the cities, you know what I'm saying, that we in too. It's okay, you know what I'm saying, to stay where you're from and things like that. But it's kind of what the brand that, you know what I'm saying, like we created embodied, you know what I'm saying, to live beyond where you're at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I literally put some clothes on a shirt. Some clothes on a shirt. Some letter. Yeah, that too. I'm just messing up right now, y'all. Good bloopers though. Putting some letters on a shirt just because I literally just wanted to rock something because I was in love with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, real rap. That's why. That was me. That is, you know what I'm saying? That's me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, I'm about to throw that out there. You know what I'm saying? But then it changed because it's like I seen something bigger. You know what I'm saying? I seen something bigger from where I came from that still embodied who I was. You know what I'm saying? How he moved. Like when I had made the post, it was like he embodies it every single day. You know what I'm saying? Living beyond opportunity. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what it is. That's kind of, so it's okay to, you know what I'm saying, stay in the city, but create a better habit in the city that you're in. See beyond where you're at. Always look for something bigger. So it's just, again, I always like to revert back to conversations that we've previously had. Set an intention. It all falls back to an intention. And a goal, you know what I'm saying? And along that, you'll create habits. Just hopefully they positive.
Yeah. So man, thank you all for this conversation.
Yeah.
It helped. Like I said, it helps me on a weekly basis to come here. So I appreciate you all. Everyone listening, thank you for tuning in today.
Right.
I'm gonna leave you with 3 things, a 3-step process that you can take to implement everything that we talked about today. Step 1, be aware. Be aware of the habits that you are practicing. You can write it down, you can do a voice memo, whatever works for you, just be aware of the habits you practice. Step 2, be accountable for the results that you are experiencing in your life. You have to take accountability for where you are because you are where you are based on what you believe about yourself and the habits you practice. And step 3 is to appreciate the life you have. Remember, the word appreciate means to recognize the full worth of the life you have, and in order to do that, you have to treat what you have like what you want. So spend your time with intention and continue to adopt new habits that will ultimately help you become the person that you want to be.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
I would leave them with one more thing too. If y'all want to leave y'all habits in the comments and just share, definitely feel free to do that. And last but not least, make sure y'all click that subscribe button because we on YouTube now. You know
is it under?
It's somewhere
on the screen.
On this screen, just click the button.
Wherever
You
it's
feel me?
It's there.
Touch it. You feel me? That's it.
Appreciate y'all, man. Self check, yes sir.
Yeah, that was